Hey guys, it's me, Anchor64 with another video. This time I'm going to talk about a different topic than I would usually. I got some big item upgrades. I got Onslaught Girdle, I got this ring, I got Chromatic Boots. Not all from one raid, but I would say I thought, okay, why not make actually a video about getting some item upgrades. Some of the items have some funny stories, especially Onslaught Girdle, which is like the main thing I want to talk about in this video. And yeah, that's pretty much what you also saw from the thumbnail and such. I got some comments and things like that views on my video I made about AQ20 when we were able to get into the raid way earlier than intended. And yeah, I also got some recommendations, also some suggestions by people who said, okay, maybe you can make more story related videos and such. They are fun to listen to and things like that. And I was like, okay, so that's what I'm doing right now. I kind of want to talk about some of my gear upgrades and also tell you a bit how I got them and maybe give you some small tips how you can actually like maybe organize your groups and such, where you can also get some of the items for yourself. But yeah, mainly I will talk about Onslaught Girdle in this video, but also some of the other stuff. That's pretty much the topic of this video. As always, if you like these kinds of videos where like I kind of make a different variety of videos, but yeah, they are pretty much all about Classic WoW. If you like Classic WoW like me, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will try to do more and more videos. This video is, like my last video, is there's kind of a time span between them, but I was kind of busy with the new stuff we got in AQ and such. I will also try to make an Earthstrike video because I'm really trying to get that right now, and that will maybe be my next video. But yeah. So let's start with this video. Let's talk about the gear I got. First of all, let's talk about Onslaught Girdle and the story behind it. Onslaught Girdle is a really coveted item by a lot of people. Like a lot of people of course wants this item. It is pretty much the best in slot item for DPS warriors, which is like, okay, not 80% of the server, but yeah, most DPS are like warrior DPS and I think mage DPS as well. So yeah, you can think why this item is then very coveted if like everyone plays warriors. Of course, red paladins also want this item, and of tanks. So yeah, definitely needed by a lot. Why is it so good? Basically, what it boils down to is like the stats it gives you are very insane. So we have belts that gives us crit, some belts give us hit, some belt give us like strength, but this belt has everything and a huge abundance of it. Like the 31 strength is really insane. The previous best, like not best in slot, but the second best in slot was the Zandalari Vindicator belt, which I used a lot because it was very easy to get. And yeah, that one is 25% worse than this one actually. It has no hit and less strength. So yeah. Basically what happens is like in Molten Core, there are some items which are way stronger than other items because they didn't really balance the itemization that much. Another example for this is also Quick Strike ring, which is the ring I'm trying to currently get. But yeah, that's the next one on my bucket list. But that's basically it. That's why this item is very strong. It drops from Ragnaros, the last boss in Molten Core. And yeah, it's very, very insane. How we did it in our guild is, when we did it at the start, we didn't really HR it, we didn't LC it, so everyone could SR it and get it. Some people, of course, left after they got it. Our tank struggled a bit. I think our main tank got it pretty fast, but our like main off tank didn't. So what I did, in the last time it dropped, I won it actually. I actually had this item, but I gave it to our off tank instead because the thing is with tanks, things like hit like it's way more difficult to get than DPS specs, and it's also way more important. And he is a very, very good off tank. Easily like also a very good warrior player, and he's like a good chill guy. Also, you will probably maybe see this video, so yeah, African boy. I hope next time we do MC we get actually the other binding. But yeah, that's to him. So I traded it to him. Yeah, no problem. But I still had, of course, no Onslaught Girdle. So I still needed to get this. What we then did is, since our off-tank also needs one binding, he got one binding, and the other one he's trying to chase for months. We kind of organized some MC runs and such. So we HR the bindings, and we are trying to get that one. And yeah, that's pretty much that. However, when we did it at that day, I like they already like did it. They already started organizing and such, but they didn't HR on Girdle, which was kind of a problem. So we actually I kinda had to fix it. I would say it was kinda also linked to drama because we also had the sign up already. People already signed up, and I pretty much went into there and said, okay, 2 hours before the raid, Onslaught Girdle is HR, which is a greedy move and a dickish move, but it was kinda HR'd from the start. But yeah, it was like kinda a mistake. Also from me, because I did it, like I woke up way too late, and we had some people that got pretty mad, which is pretty funny. Like one guy was very mad. He was like spewing all nonsense on Discord, saying like, "Oh, you can't do this. This is like very greedy and such." I agree with this, but he was also saying we do this every raid and such. And I was like thinking, no, we don't. It's like the first time this happened. And yeah, he was like a very deranged individual. I think he was like one of the people who is like they think very highly of themselves. You know, they have like an ego and such. And he was like, "Yeah, good luck. You won't find any tanks. You just lost your tanks and such." And I was thinking like, no, we didn't. Like we had our main off tank guy main tanking the raid, and I was also tanking the raid. So I was thinking, okay, who did we lose? We didn't lose any tanks. So yeah, I don't know. People are just kind of weird. I was kind of thinking, okay, maybe I fucked up the group with this, but yeah. I then, of course, tried to find more and more pucks to fill up the raid, and I did. A lot of people joined. It's very easy to actually find pucks for MC. So if you're planning to do like an MC run yourself, you don't need the fancy sign up or whatever. You don't need anything really. You can just stay installment, spam your thing. I even have some macros still from this. And yeah, pretty much do that. You can, like for the DPS, it's not really important what you get. Of course, try to get warriors and such. And you can kind of organize everything if you want. And then you can also HR one item or whatever. That's a thing which would be like my tip. If you want to get one of the coveted items, especially for raids like MC, just host it yourself and HR one of the items or something. Or maybe try to, like if your guild can help you or something. Maybe not every guild member, but hosting it together it's even easier. The only problem is pretty much the tanks you need for MC. But if you are a warrior yourself, you should probably main tank it or like off tank it. Or maybe you can be lucky and get another person to main tank it for you. But yeah, I think personally hosting raids and then having that is not such a big problem actually, in my personal opinion, because you are hosting the raid, you are doing like everything, you're organizing everything. I think you can be allowed to HR an item. And if people don't like it, they can host their own raids, or what they also can do is go to another group. But yeah, some people still act deranged. I didn't like insult anybody or something like that, but that person was still very mad that I HR'd Onslaught Girdle. However, as you can see, I got it. So, and he probably doesn't. So I don't really care about that anymore. I wish I still had his whispers and such, but I don't. Yeah. Whatever. It would have been kind of funny to include this one. So that's what happened. We did the MC. Sadly, the Gar binding didn't drop for off tank. That's one thing I felt bad for. But Onslaught Girdle dropped, luckily, and I got it. And yeah, I was very happy. I'm still very happy that I actually have it. That's one big item that I pretty much can cross out. Yeah, like that's really nice. I love this about classic where you have like really big ticket items, and if you get it, you can pretty much chill. And it's like I love this about classic and TBC. Yeah, that's one thing that is very apparent in these versions. I also got some other whispers, people telling me, okay, yeah, that's kind of greedy thing to do. You shouldn't do that, blah blah. Like one other guy told me that, and I was like thinking, okay, if you don't really like it, you are always free to go to another group. Like I didn't really say it in a toxic way or something. You can do that. It's no problem. There were like other MC signups, but yeah, people are always like quick to insult you or something like that. So it's kind of weird. And when I like found some people were saying, yes, I don't really get invited into other groups. I think it's very weird if you have high gear requirements for MC. Even like world buffs and such, doesn't really matter. If you have like 20 good people, it's a joke. Like the raid is so easy. It is kind of annoying, and I think the most important thing is also like leading the raid. I didn't raid lead the raid. That's what our off tank did. Yeah, not off tank. He was the main tank for that raid. But yeah, went very smooth. Went very easy. Like no wipes or such. Nothing. I think that's kind of a hard thing to do, like wipe in MC, but whatever. And yeah, I got my Onslaught Girdle. I was happy. And we had a fun raid. And no one else pretty much complained. So don't feel bad if you HR an item or something. Or if people like start to, I don't know, like insult you, tell you are greedy or whatever. If you HR like one item. Doesn't really make sense. Other things my warrior got. Chromatic Boots. Another really best in slot huge item. It is also very strong. It drops in Blackwing Lair from Comagus. I got this one when we did, I think you remember some weeks ago, where we had all of the Blackwing Lairs, which reset like every day. Where also Blizzard made a mistake. Where they kind of like fucked up one reset, so we had like one reset less. It was there when I got it. So Blackwing Lair reset, I did another one. It reset, I did another one, and in that one I got it. Yeah, pretty much unspectacular. There were a lot of pucks that also SR'd it. It wasn't HR. I had to roll against a lot of other pucks, but I won it. My rolling luck is very terrible. Actually, I lost a lot of items by rolling, but not this time. This time I won, so I got the boots. Another thing I got very recently is this ring. This ring you can get by turning in the Nefarian's head. The Master Dragon Slayer's ring gives me like 14 stamina, 84 attack power, 1% hit. Also a pretty huge upgrade. It's not one of the best rings, but it is very good. And the ring I used to use was the Blackstone ring from Maraudon, the Princess ring pretty much. Where is it? This one, Blackstone ring. 20 attack power, 1% hit. Yeah, it's pretty much, this ring is pretty much an upgraded version of this. 28 more attack power, more stamina. And it took me a very long time to actually get it. I SR'd it, and I was kind of the only one who SR'd it, and I got the head. So, yeah. Because like the other person who SR'd it dipped out. That was also kind of a weird thing, but whatever. And I got it. And yeah, it was kind of uneventful, but I finally got a better ring. And now I don't need to run with like Blackstone ring. So yeah, that's pretty much that. That's how my warrior got some better loot. I actually got a lot of really good stuff. I have still some items on my bucket list. AQ is already out. If I get any AQ items, that would be lovely. I did one AQ run actually. Tomorrow is another one I will do. And that's also why I was kind of busy. Yeah, AQ actually requires a lot of consumables, which is pretty annoying, and a lot of gold. I'm kinda kinda locked down on gold right now, but it is what it is. But yeah, I will do like AQ tomorrow. Maybe I get lucky and get another thing. Of course, if I get the Gauntlets of Annihilation, would be perfect. I'm also thinking about switching my gear. I also, for example, got these shoulders, where there is... I will probably make maybe another video about these shoulders, because there's another thing that happened with them, and that was even crazier than like Onslaught Girdle. It was crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much that. And yeah, I would say apart from AQ, next item I really want to have from MC, for example, is Quick Strike Ring, which is pretty rare, kind of. I only saw it like maybe 3 times. That would be perfect to get. And like from Backwing Lair, I would definitely want to get the CTS. Then I would really have amazing gear, I think. But yeah, that are some of the things I got. Some of the upgrades, some really big upgrades actually. And yeah, that's pretty much that. For that was kind of the video I wanted to make. If you have anything to say, feel free to comment anything, things like that. I always recommend, if you also like want to get items, I would recommend to host your own raids. HR one of the items, especially if you are like a good main tank or can actually lead and such. Yeah, why not do it? I think people who cry about HRs and so are either like lazy, I think, in my personal opinion, or yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a difference between like HRing every item, of course. That's like really, I would I would get it, but some people cry about the minuscule things. Like, why wouldn't I HR Onslaught Girdle when we like are doing the whole raid? Like, I'm doing everything, and you just join as a DPS and expect to get items immediately. For what? I can get another DPS which maybe does 200 less DPS than you, but is half as annoying as you. So that's the thing. Uh, yeah, but a lot of people don't get this. They always have like they think just because you invite them and just because they do DPS, they get owed everything. It's like weird. But yeah, that's maybe I will talk about that in another video. But I hope you liked this video. Maybe I will do another video right after this. Let's see. And I will see you on the next one. Have a great night. Goodbye.